Hi everyone, this is Ethan with Beware Beekeeping. Just doing a quick check today. I've got drone comb in here that still hadn't been really utilized too much. They were still drawing it out last couple of inspections we've done, so we're just hoping that that's filled out today. And depending if they're looking pretty good, we might end up putting a super on. We've been kind of debating that for the past week or two. So that's what we're going to do today, and we'll get started. All right, we're just going to smoke the entrance here real quick. So yeah, these guys have been doing a little bit. They've been doing pretty good. They slowed down a little bit here the past couple of weeks. Not quite sure if we've entered a dearth. It looks like we still have a good amount still flying, and it looks like they're drawing comb still pretty well. So we'll see how they're doing. So yeah, these guys might be ready for another super. You can see they've built up some comb here on top. That's usually an indication that they might be ready for another one. Looking into it though, they're probably just there, if anything. I'll show you what I mean. So we'll just pull this outer frame. There's nothing really going on this one yet. You see just a handful of bees. They're starting to draw it out, but nothing major there. So this is our experimental hive. These are mostly 3D printed frames in here. I had a handful that are regular manufacturer, commercial grade stuff. So, yeah, they haven't made it out this far yet on this super, or on this second deep. They're starting to draw out the frame one here, so we probably would go ahead and do it. If they're building up, I might go ahead and do that. I might go ahead and put a super on, because they're already trying to build up, but they haven't really built out yet. But that's okay. Yeah, this one they're building out pretty well on the center side, if that makes any sense. The side that's closest to the center of the hive. And you can see they've really capped most of that over. And they're packing the rest full of nectar, so we're looking pretty good here on this side. On this side, I don't know how well you can see it on the frame there, but they're starting to build up a little bit. So yeah, they're getting there. One thing I did not do with these 3D printed frames, I did not wax evenly. I just put some wax on there. My thought was the bees would see that there's wax there and then continue to build it out. And that really didn't work. So if you're ever going to do something like this, or if you're waxing your own frames, things like that, make sure you get a good even distribution of wax across the whole frame. It'll save you some time, make it easier for the bees to get interested in it. Now this here is our drone comb. That's why it looks pretty different. These cells are the bigger size for drones, which are about 6 millimeters wide. So you can see all that right there. That is all drone, drone, what am I, larvae, pupae, that one. Sorry, lost my words there for a minute. So yeah, this is good because they weren't really doing much with it. They were still building this out. And now on this side, they got a little bit of honey going. So the reason you do this is get a drone comb specific is you're trying to cut down on mites. So the mites, like these bigger cells that the drones use, they also stay covered longer so the mites can reproduce quicker. So what a lot of beekeepers will do is they'll use drone comb. The mites will be attracted to those drone sized cells. You cap it over, then you freeze it, and it'll kill the mites. So that's a way to control the mite population without having to use a chemical treatment or something like that. And I'm trying to look deep into these cells. I see some of them are capped over. Trying to see if there are eggs in any of these others, because I might pull this frame today. Oh no, I see some eggs in there. Okay, so It's like half full, so that's kind of the tricky part. And there's not much on this side, so um, I might end up pulling this today. We'll come back to it. We'll see how everything else is going. All right. This one looks like a pretty hefty frame. Let's see what we got. Oh, and there is our queen. She is in the bottom center. Her blue dot's kind of rubbing off a little bit, but she is right there. All right, it's good to see. This side, what are we seeing? Okay. So yeah, we're seeing that this used to be a brood frame, and they're looking to put some more nectar out in there, so as they're hatching. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and pull this drone frame when we get our box here. My wife went to go run and grab that extra box. Oh, and I do see a swarm cell. Let's see if she's charged that yet. Okay, looks like we are okay. She hasn't charged the cell yet. Oh, yeah, we got a few of them here. None of these are charged. All right, well, they're building some swarm cells. Doesn't look like any of these have been charged. So maybe we'll go ahead and add that super on as well. All right. Yeah, queen moved in that. I had to take a little break there real quick just to take care of some stuff. And lost where the queen went. So let's try to be very gentle about all this. All right. Well, we've pretty much seen what we need to see in this hive. We saw the queen, we saw the drones. Again, we'll probably pull that drone frame out. It's not super capped over, but it's probably good enough for what we need. But here is a good test right here. This I'm gonna need. This is a full frame of honey, I believe. This is one of my 3D printed frames. So this was the first attempt with these. And one thing I figured out is that these foundation, you can kind of see it on this side, the foundation is kind of bowing out under the weight of the honey. And so I need to make those a little bit thicker and a little bit taller, I think, it kind of flexes, you know, the frame flexes a little bit more under the weight of the honey than I was expecting. But that is why you have, you know, first attempts and all that good stuff. So I've seen some some swarm cells forming. None of them have been charged. I think that'll probably just be alleviated once we put another box on. I think it's overcrowding at this stage of the game. They don't have a nectar flow, so I'm not thinking they'll swarm too much. But, all right. So yeah, we're gonna just pull out this drone comb. We'll try to brush the bees off of it. We got a handy dandy bee brush over here, so. Now this will upset some bees. Just giving you guys a heads up right now. So we'll go ahead and try to smoke them off it. They also make some products out there, like essential oil type stuff that will drive the bees down. Since this is a brood chamber, I don't really want to do that to them because I want them to make sure to not harm any of the larvae and brood that they've got growing. So we're just gonna brush these bees. Just doing a quick check to see if my queen's on here. She did move from the last time I saw her, so I don't see her. Just see a little bit of nectar and drones here. So we're just gonna kind of position it like so, and we're just gonna softly just brush them off. It is gonna upset them. This is a very soft bristle brush, and you can see I'm not using a lot of force. All right, we'll go ahead and drop this other frame in here. Sometimes it just doesn't quite go as promised or as planned. I just hope the queen wasn't on that side. I don't think she was because I checked that frame, but she might have moved in the time I was doing all that. Come on. I'm actually gonna pull this frame out and scrape some propolis off of it. All right. We're just trimming some of this propolis off here as I'm trying to not disturb bees too much, but this propolis, what it does is it gets between the frames, and then you can't push them back together as closely. Just tossing it right there, and I'll pick it up here in a second. Yeah, not ideal to do this with bees on them, but sometimes it was really preventing me from getting these frames to sit back together. So sometimes you gotta do a little ad hoc fix here. All right, just doing another check, making sure. She ran off, and it kind of made me a little bit nervous, but I think she might have just gone to a deeper box, more in the dark. You know, I just always worry about rolling her or something like that. Can actually get on my right here. Yeah, just where those guys are collecting. Guys, gals, whatever. All right. Yep.
Heated today.
Yeah, they're a little irritated. I also just did shake a drone frame, so can I get a little bit more right down? I like down in there. There you go. There you go. You're good. Take it. Yeah, the bee brush works. The unfortunate part, you know, with a drone comb is you have to brush them off, and that tends to make them quite upset. All right, so yeah, I think we're good there. We'll go ahead and wrap this up. Again, I did see the queen. I saw eggs, saw good larvae. We pulled out the drone comb, so I think we're good. We'll just go ahead and put on this extra box here. Can you smoke right there?
This side.
Yeah, I think we're good. That's about as close as I'm getting them. Yeah, if you can just smoke, they're watching us, so they're gonna start hopping out and getting us. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and put a super on, see if they'll draw it out. It is pretty late in the season, but they're putting comb up on top, which is usually a sign they want more space. And oh yeah, queen excluder, it's inside. If you can go grab that. Yeah, I'll take the smoker from here.
Did you want to not put the queen excluder on to help them draw it out?
Yeah, I suppose we could. There's probably no harm in it because we're probably not going to harvest this.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this one you can see I waxed a little bit better than the last time. So hopefully they'll draw this out a little bit quicker. Yeah, so we'll just we'll leave them to that, I suppose. I'm debating about the queen excluder. We can just move her down, I suppose.
Good. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah, that's all there is to this one. I appreciate everybody for watching, and please, you know, like, subscribe if you guys enjoyed this. Please leave us some comments, likes, all that good stuff. It really helps with us. So I appreciate y'all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.